period. So today's video, I am giving y'all a tincture update. Now I know I talked about tincture before, and I'm giving y'all an update because one, I kind of got some different ideas about it. Two, I kind of got one same idea. And then three, just to tell y'all about a little experience that I had. Originally, I was invited to go to what's called a mushroom mocktail workshop, okay? Now, you know how they have those little like cannabis infused workshops where you can like learn to infuse your alcoholic beverage with cannabis, or you can make mocktails where there is no alcohol but it's just a drink and you infuse it with cannabis. Well, this was the same thing except it was just for mushroom tinctures. Now, if you follow me on my travel page, I did post a video about it where you can see it in full detail. But essentially, we made two different drinks, then we infused it with a mushroom tincture. So the first one, I did like lion's mane, cordyceps, and something else. And then I did like synergy, turkey tail, and something else. It was like maybe 6 or 9 different tinctures that you could choose from that were there for the workshop, but it was actually pretty cool. I got to meet a lot of different people. I got to talk to a lot of different people and just really be a resource in my full SHROOMBAE nature. Loved it. I would be interested in doing more events like that. It was cool, but full transparency on it. What did it make me feel about tincture? To some extent, it didn't make me feel anything about tincture specifically other than the fact that I realized that in order for me to have a thorough understanding or be able to gauge the effects of something, that isolation is the most important tool to do that. Yes, it was good in a lemonade. Yes, it was good in this like cherry tea drink that we made, which was cool, right? But it didn't help me understand how I may have felt any different. I don't know if food makes a difference. I don't know if, you know what I'm saying, there are, like with psychedelics, if you were to add citrus, it's going to intensify it, right? But I don't know if there is a thing that is similar to that for just regular functional mushrooms, or what functional mushrooms necessarily pair well with, and how those different pairings would have an effect or create a contrast when mixing it with different things like lemonade or tea or even milk, or you know what I'm saying, something like that, or coffee or whatever, because you can honestly put tincture in anything. So that was the first part. Second part is that mixing so many different tinctures, it's like if I did feel a boost of energy, if I did feel a little more clarity, a little more focus, I don't know what it's from because I put 3 different tinctures in one cup. And speaking of mixing things, I am going to also do a video about mixing substances as well, because there are so many people who inbox me and they say, oh, I tried shrooms, I didn't feel nothing. And then I also ask them a follow-up question like, well, what else was you doing when you did these shrooms? Oh, I was drinking, I smoked a blunt. And it's just like, you don't want to isolate it and have it by itself to see if it's good. Like a lot of people love barbecue sauce, but they not mixing barbecue sauce and ketchup because those two things alone may be good, but together they are not complementary, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't put barbecue sauce and ketchup on your fries. And if you do, you're probably a little nasty. The last little bit about tincture. I am also trying to figure out brand quality. So it's just like chips. A flaming hot Cheeto is not gonna taste the same as like a hot crunchy curl, because one, those are 2 different brands. Yes, it is a spicy cheese-based chip, but the quality of a hot Cheeto and the quality of a hot crunchy curl prior to Vigner's being bought by another company, those are 3 different levels of quality with the same thing. A plain Lay's chip and a plain Ruffles chip, not the same level of quality. I might pair a plain Lay's chip with a turkey sandwich. I might pair a Ruffles plain chip with like some type of dip, because what I'm looking for those specific things are just different. So outside of having to understand tinctures tinctures like enhanced by lemonade, I feel like the lemonade just tasted like a regular drink. And I get that you are not supposed to feel anything or like in the way that you would from like psychoactive mushrooms, but I'm thinking of it from like just a regular food standpoint, where it's like certain culinary mushrooms add a different flavor to the dish on top of whatever seasonings or butter or marinades I may put. That mushroom is going to add a little razzle dazzle of its own because it contains a flavor. So I would like to understand tinctures through that lens as well. So again, it is still a lot of work to do, but I'm glad I did have that exposure. Now, also at this event, they had mushroom chocolate. The brand of tincture was also the same brand of the chocolate. Now, I am aware that they're like, oh, vegan chocolate, vegan chocolate, vegan chocolate. That just means that it's dark chocolate. It's not regular chocolate. I don't personally like dark chocolate because it don't taste good to me. It has more of a bitter taste that I don't really prefer. And more importantly, I like milk and white chocolate. So, yeah, there's that. But the chocolate, it was just giving regular chocolate. It didn't have no, like, pizzazz to it. Like, again, I couldn't taste, like, oh, this is a lion's mane. Like, I've eaten lion's mane, and lion's mane don't taste like nothing until you put something on it. But I would think that, like, chocolate and lion's mane would have a little bit of something, but I don't know. It was not given. It was not given. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, okay, I can say that I've eaten mushroom chocolate, which I already have, but functional mushroom chocolate. Okay. There wasn't like much excitement there just because I didn't really go into it with no expectations, but having no expectations and then also turning up with nothing. Like, I don't really know if that helps y'all understand it, but it's like, I didn't expect it to taste like anything in particular, but I also didn't expect it to taste like nothing. But I also didn't feel any difference. I want to be able to gauge the difference. I want to be able to gauge the impact of trying different tinctures, if that makes sense. Like, prime example, if I was to stop eating dairy altogether, I would be able to feel a noticeable change in my body. If I did a fruit cleanse for a week, I would be able to notice a change in my body. If I am going to experiment with tincture, I want to be able to gauge the change as well. And just from having one setting of exposure to it, I didn't expect to see a change, but I am curious to see what that would look like, even if it was just for a week. And even if I were to stick to the brand that was at the Mushroom Mocktail Lab, I would probably need to do like a week for each one, and it was like 9 tinctures there. So that's 9 weeks. We talking 2 months and a week. Yeah, so I mean, again, it will take time. It is something that I am interested in, so we will table it